Hello, my name is Shay Lankin, and this is my project on beer goggles and the effects of alcohol consumption on opposite sex attraction. So this is my research question and my required reading. And for my question, based on the information from the required reading, do you think beer goggles are real? And then the required reading is Jones et al. 2003, alcohol consumption increases attractiveness ratings of opposite sex faces. And then I'm going to use experiment 1 only for this study. Here is my hook for the presentation.
Oh yeah, I like how hoppy that is. Vanilla undertones?
Last call!
I wonder where Mike's at, man. I haven't seen him in a while. What the hell is he doing? Look what he's got his lips all over. He's so wasted, man.
Got those beer goggles on?
Beer goggles.
No, beer goggles. Mike,
Bro,
what are you doing with that macro brew, man?
this is a great beer. This is the best beer in the beer bar.
How did this happen? You started the night out with that nice little Hefeweizen.
Yeah, and I just saw you hitting up that Irish Red a couple hours ago. Look, I spent all my money and then they disappeared.
Oof, that beer is a 2, okay? And everyone is watching you drink it.
All right, fine. So maybe the beer I'm drinking is not a bourbon barrel aged imperial stout, but it's not like it's a natty. That's not that far off of a natty. Now I feel like you're hot blocking me. Thought we were bros. No one's trying to hot block you, man. We just want you to get the best one here. You telling me you wouldn't rather tap one of those? Yeah, I mean, of course I would, but they're so intimidating. I mean, half of them are foreign.
Doesn't stop me and Dylan.
Yeah? Well, I'm not you, okay? I don't drink beer with a full body or nice curves or beer that gives you good head, okay? So let's not all gang up on Mike because his beer choice is not as good as yours. You know what I think? I think all beers are the same. Oh, don't say
So
that.
disrespectful.
It's true. They're all the same. They just mess with your mind and make you come back for more and more. So why not this one, right? Just want to get my mouth wet. That's all. That's all, baby. Oh, I've had enough. Just what do we have here?
What are you looking at? Oh, Jesus, Mike. You don't know where that can's been.
Look, I've been with literally like hundreds of beers like that. Back in high school, they called me the Beer Slayer. This is not high school, man. You're a grown man. You could do better than that. Just so thirsty, all right? Before tonight, I was dry for a month. You know what? I got a friend. He's got a great beer. Okay. Little blonde from Germany, huh? You guys would hit it off. I don't like blondes. They give me headaches.
That's your problem, man. We're trying to set you up with something better, but you don't want something better. You like slumming it because you're afraid that the better beers aren't going to like you. But I got news for you, pal. Beers don't have feelings.
Just mind your own business, all right? I'll drink whatever I want to drink, okay?
Sure, whatever, man. Tried to help, all right? Have a good night. Trying to be your friend.
What do we have here? I like it better when they don't talk.
So that was my hook for this presentation on beer goggles, and it kind of describes beer goggles in a little metaphorical way, using beer instead of women, so I thought that was fun. Here is a little introduction of the study. For the hypothesis, it is moderate alcohol consumption will have a positive effect on attractiveness ratings of unfamiliar opposite sex faces. And then for the but whys, it may be because of symmetry. Studies show that drunk people have a difficult time determining if a face is actually symmetrical, and symmetry actually has a lot of links towards attractiveness in other people. Another idea is disinhibition, the loss of inhibition or the little voice in your head responsible for reasoning, like in the hook where the gentleman said, "Oh, but I like this beer, it's good," but probably wasn't as good as the other beers that were available. And then low doses of alcohol increase sexual confidence, sexual desire, and social ability. All of these things make it a little bit easier to go after someone you may be attracted to, and that may actually raise the level of attractiveness you feel to somebody because you feel more confident in pursuing them. A little bit on the participants for this study. There were 80 undergraduate students recruited from a large university's restaurant and bar scene, all aged 18 to 26. 40 alcohol abstinent people participated in the study, which means they didn't drink any alcohol for the study. 20 of those were male and 20 were female. And then 40 alcohol consumers, which means they drank alcohol for that evening. And again, 20 of those were male and 20 were female. The faces in the photos were also college students from a university 80 miles away to make sure that they weren't recognizable to anybody in the current university. These people were 18 to 25 years old. And then the photos were standardized for framing and lighting, for shoulders and full face, and hats and glasses worn, not worn. Here are the variables for the current study. The independent variable is alcohol consumption, and the dependent variable is the attractiveness rating given. This is the method for the study. In the beginning, participants were not told the true intentions of the experiment, and anyone that had guessed the intentions of the experiment they were excluded from the results. The participants were privately shown a series of male and female faces, once to get an idea of the range of faces used for 1 second, and then another time to rate each face for a level of attractiveness. And this was until the rating was complete, so they could look at the picture for as long as they wanted. The attractiveness rating was done using numerical keys from 1 to 7. 1 was highly unattractive, 4 was neutral, and then 7 was highly attractive. But attractiveness was not defined to the participants. It was pretty much defined to the participant as up to them. And after the rating was complete, participants were asked if they recognized any of the faces, and then they were debriefed. So here are the results for the study. The participants that did drink alcohol are marked by the black dots and their corresponding lines, and then those who did not drink any alcohol are represented by the white dots and the corresponding lines. So I'll start on the female side. So for females, they rated both male and females at a greater level of attractiveness if they had drank alcohol, but it is significant that females who had drank alcohol viewed males at a significantly higher level of attractiveness, about 0.66 greater, and the p-value is less than 0.05, which makes it significant. And on the male side, the males viewed both males and females more attractive if they had drank alcohol, but the males who drank alcohol viewed females at a significantly higher rate, about 0.6%, or not percent, but 0.6 level higher, and the p-value is 0.05 or less than 0.05, which makes it significant as well. So it can be seen that the results show a significant difference in the level of attraction for opposite sex faces for males and females. So here is a little discussion for the study. From the results, we can conclude that alcohol consumption does increase the level of perception of attraction in opposite sex faces for both males and females. And then some of the limitations for the study are that attractiveness is not defined by the researchers. I feel that this limits the research because attractiveness is one of the main variables of the study, and since it's up to the determination of the participants, it could skew the levels of what they actually perceive attraction to be. And I feel that if attraction had been predetermined by the researchers, that the results may have varied a little bit. Secondly, researchers did not manipulate for alcohol, so this can't really be a true experiment because the manipulation wasn't controlled at all. I feel that if researchers had been able to manipulate alcohol, it would have changed the outcome of the experiment, though I guess this brings up a little bit of ethical concerns because you can't exactly tell people to drink alcohol, but I guess if they wanted to and they understood the experiment and it was safe levels of alcohol, that could be determined as okay for an experiment. Thirdly, there's no LGBTQ plus representation. It said that the study was only opposite sex faces, and I'm just wondering if same-sex faces or sex faces would differ in the results. And then lastly, self-report tactic. There's always room for human error when using a self-report tactic. Some people may just not care about it and just click buttons, and then other people may just not understand what they're actually supposed to be doing, especially if they're intoxicated. So I put this one down as well. And then for my conclusion, it's based on the research presented, we can determine that beer goggles is linked to increased attraction to opposite sex faces. However, since alcohol consumption and attractiveness were not regulated in this research, there is room for error, and more research on this topic definitely needs to be conducted in order to format a conclusive answer. So that's why I put the Fry meme next to it saying not sure if attractive girl beer goggles, because there isn't a lot of conclusive evidence, but the study in general does say that the level of attractiveness for males and females did increase after alcohol consumption. And then these are my references and all of the information that I could find on both of the references. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed my presentation.